I'm the kind of guy who get really pissed off when people make a last minute plan and they try to involve me in the plan. Now, I'm all for being there for others and to spend time with other people and to be social and to stay connected to the people in your life. But for some reason, I get so freaking pissed off when people make last minute plans involving me. So last minute here means, the night before, making plans, going on a trip somewhere, and I have to be in that trip, I have to be there. So, for example, sometimes my housemate Aram would, decide that, hey, tomorrow everybody gets a day off. So how about we do this? He would make a plan involving everybody on the spot like that. And don't get me wrong, we need those people. We need those people who are spontaneous, who just go with the flow, Those people are carefree. Those people are some of the most generous people I've ever met in my life, because they're not, they are calculating, yes, but they're not that anal about things. They go with the flows, right? They don't have a plan. They're spontaneous. Anything could happen at any moment, They could change their mind very quickly as well. And they have these random bursts of energy and ideas. Their brain is full of novel ideas, and they're creative people. I'm going to be honest. Those people are musicians, artists, maybe even entrepreneurs. They are very creative, and they come up with stuff, and they adapt well to things. So I have to give them that. But the one thing that they lack is to follow through with the plan. Because they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan B even. Some of them don't even have a plan B. They just focus on, oh, I want to do this. But what if other people don't want to do it? What if your plan fails? Do you think ahead? Do you think ahead in that way? Like, what if other people don't want to be involved in your shenanigans? They don't think about that. But they're fun to be around. Don't get me wrong, we need those people. And we need those people who are a little bit more reserved, like myself and like others, who take time to process things and, take time to respond. But those people are no fun. I'm gonna be honest, I'm no fun. I'm boring. I'm a boring ass dude. And until someone can get me out of my shell, then I can be fun. But normally, I'm really freaking boring. And those people who take time and time and time to respond, they're freaking boring people. But we actually need those. We need both people. Because, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my housemates and what's going on. And I hope he appreciates this. I know everybody's watching my videos. Eventually, my mom and dad and everybody in my house, and all my friends, eventually I know there will come a point in which people's curiosity grow, and they want to know more about me, and they will find these videos. And I want it to be a pleasant surprise. Let's see how long I can last before people start discovering my channel. I would say 20 years from now on, if you watch these videos, you're gonna laugh at these stories, and you'll be like, hey, I can't believe you actually recorded all of this. I can't believe you actually sat down and documented all of this. But I'm not gonna tell anybody. What fun is it for you to discover my channel and listen to me yap every day, recalling the stories and the events that happen in my life on a daily basis? What fun is it? So I'm not going to tell anybody. But yeah, Aram, eventually you're gonna see these videos, or maybe you already saw these videos. But my housemate Aram, he's from the Netherlands, And a little bit of history about him. And I know he can tell this story much better than I can, because, you know, that's his story. But Aram is a mixture of a human being. You know, he's multicultural. He's very diverse. He can relate to the Dutch. He can relate to the Russians. He can relate to the Jews, because he's everything, you know. He's Jewish, he's Russian, he's Iraqi, he's Dutch, you know, like, that's his nationality. He's a mixture of everything. His mom, Russian, Jewish, his dad, Iraqi. I'm not gonna reveal too much about him, but yeah, that's his early life section. But he's a complete opposite to me in terms of how he operates, as in he's very extroverted. He likes to be around people, he likes to talk. Yeah, that's him. He likes to be spontaneous. He doesn't have a plan. The whole reason why he's even here in Australia in the first place, his whole shtick is that he doesn't have a plan and he want to go on an adventure. And that's something I gotta give the man for. That's courageous. That's spontaneous. It takes balls to move to Australia on a whim, because he's dating my sister, who went to Amsterdam, who went to the Netherlands for her work. And the two met there, and he went on a whim to Australia. So yeah, that's why he's here, because he's dating my sister. Whether this is gonna lead to anywhere, I don't want to comment on that. I can't see into the future. I don't know. But the mere fact that he went on a whim to Australia, stopping his study, taking a break from his uni study to be here, to be around my sister, that is something I've got to give him for. That's courageous. And yesterday, it was my sister's birthday, and he wanted to to surprise her in class. You know, my sister is studying to become a teacher, and it was her work placement day yesterday. She's on work placement from Monday to Friday. So she was in the classroom teaching all the kids. And Aram wanted to surprise her by buying a bouquet of flowers and waltzing into the classroom saying, excuse me, Mrs. Huang or Miss Huang, but you got a package. And he was gonna deliver that line. He said, you got a package. Can you please sign here? You know, signaling for a kiss. Now, I know my sister, and already I cringe at the idea. I cringe at the idea of him waltzing into the school, bypassing security, going to her classroom to give her a bouquet of flowers. And he said the kids are gonna love that. I bet the kids are gonna love that. They're gonna laugh at this idea. It's cute. It's ballsy. It makes a statement, you know. It's impactful, but it's cringy because it's not genuine to me, because I that's what I don't do. But when I get involved in his shenanigan, he's like, can you drive me to her school? And can you walk with me through the school? You know, I already thought of this. I already thought of the logistic of it. It's not feasible. Firstly, what are you doing in the school? Like, have you got a working with vulnerable children card? What reason are you going into the school during school hour? Have you got a good reason? Secondly, where is she teaching? What classroom? How can we get there? Who do we ask to get that information? And why would they give you that information? You know, like, that's how my brain operates. But Aram, he's spontaneous. He's fun. He's a party guy. He doesn't think about that. He thinks he can weasel his way into the school. He can charm the pants off the security and the staff members, and they would let him walk into her classroom That's how he thinks. Now, this is not a critique of my friend, my brother, and my housemate Aaron, but it just goes to show that, hey, we are wonderfully made. We are different in our own ways, and I'm actually so grateful for him, and I'm so grateful that he's here. He introduced a little bit of chaos into my life, into my sister's life. He's fun to be around. He's a genuine guy. This idea, this romantic idea, it's cringy to me because it's not genuine to me. That's not how I express love. That's not how I was taught to express love, because of my parents, because of my family. This is not a critique. This is just an observation. That's just not how I'm used to express love to others, by going over the top. Because as you know, I'm an introvert. This is not a label, by the way. I'm just finding a way to make sense of my life and to convey this to others. You're not a pure introvert. You're not a pure extrovert. But it's just to make sense of the world around us. We give labels. We categorize people. We put people in boxes when we don't have the full information about them. And that's just how I'm trying to make sense of my world, my life. But yeah, that's just not how I'm used to express love. Because Aaron, he told me when he was growing up, his mom would show him a lot of romantic movies from the Soviet era, in Russia. And the guys would always be doing over the top. Some would even call it simpy behavior, but it's romantic. I've got to give him that. This gesture is very romantic and it's very genuine. That's the main word here. Very genuine to the guy. Very genuine to Aaron. He wanted to do that. It's not to, to pretend and to pretend that he loves her and he wanted to do this so that she would fall madly in love with him. No. The guy genuinely wants to do that. But my sister, I know, when we get home and we, by the way, the plan didn't go through. We got there and it was already school, the end of school hours, because, Aaron had to work yesterday and I was busy with other chores and picking up my mom. So when we got around to buying the bouquet of flower and going to the school, it was already the end of school hours. So my sister texted Aaron, I'm going home now. So we were on the way to the school, and yeah, I could see the disappointment in Aaron's face. He was so, disappointed that we didn't get to carry out the plan. I told him personally, I don't feel comfortable doing it. I don't feel comfortable escorting him to the school and giving her the flowers. I know she would get really mad when she gets home, and yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. But we did celebrate my sister's birthday. We went home, we sang her a song. She was cringing. She's like, I don't want any music. I don't want you singing. But Aaron was singing anyways because he loves the attention. He loves performing. Fun fact, his mom is a music teacher. She teaches music at a conservatorium level, like in orchestras and classical pianist as well. So yeah, we had a nice dinner. We all made food together, mom, sis, Aaron, me. So that's how my sister's birthday went. Now, I think it is extremely tiring to be around those people, personally, because I am, like I said, I'm an introvert. I don't like spontaneity. Aaron did try to lecture me yesterday when I was objecting to his idea of going to the school. He was like, you got to have some spontaneity in your life. That's how I was able to get into all this trouble, get into these situations with girls, and you got to be a little bit spontaneous. He told me this one time he met a girl on a train, and the two had a really long, good conversation, but then he he couldn't get on the next stop or whatever, and they got separated, and he was asking around, asking his friends to track this girl down because he wanted to keep in contact with her. And then he told me some friends straight up told him that it's a stalkerish behavior. He straight up told them that they are incels, and they will never get a girlfriend, stuff like that. He was trying to lecture me about spontaneity and how I need to be more spontaneous to get into these situations, to create magic, as he puts it. I agree, but it's extremely exhausting to be around those people who make last-minute plans and being too spontaneous. Like, I've had friends who just randomly message me out of the blue asking me to hang out. I need at least one business day to get myself mentally prepared to do that. And for some people, I need even more. But that's just me. And I'm sorry if I sound like a horrible person. I just don't operate that way, But I do agree, I need some more spontaneity in my life and be more open to socialize and, be spontaneous and create magical memories. Maybe that's the key to having a girlfriend. I want to say though, if you have two people who are spontaneous, and they are both like headstrong and they want to do things their own way, nothing's going to happen. Because one would want to do something and the other will want to do something. Or you both would want to do something but you don't plan it through, and then the plan is going to fall through. And then it's going to be a disaster. Vice versa, if you have both people who are not spontaneous, who are boring people like me, nothing is also not going to happen. You can't have two spontaneous people making plans, and you cannot have two boring people making plans. They're going to clash. Nothing's going to happen. The reason why Aram's plan sort of worked is because my sister and I, we are non-spontaneous people, and we allow those magical moments to happen. We empower those guys. We empower those people who are spontaneous. We allow them to make plans, and we join in. I guess that's a life lesson that I got out of this, that we got to complement each other, and we need both people in society. We cannot be too regimented and too structured in our way of living, but we also cannot be too carefree, too spontaneous, because we've got to think about others around us as well. And with that, I want to say I love you all. Stay strong. God bless. And I'll speak to you next time.